My name's Jody and 7 months ago I had a baby through the care of a midwife here in Wilmington. And my first child, 5 years prior, was through an obstetrician. And it was a really different birth than the midwife birth. We were lucky enough to have such a nice obstetrician. He kind of scheduled all of our visits with him. The clinic that we went to had a different doctor see you every time. It was just potluck, and that really didn't sit well with me. I wasn't really right for our family. We were both kind of concerned about that, and our doctor worked with us so that we had him every time, which was unusual at that clinic. But then my friend told me that they had midwives there, and I didn't know that, and I feel like it wasn't like out there advertised that they had midwife care. Mm-hmm. So I was really surprised, happily surprised, and I went and I saw Pamela, and then I also was just like fell in love with the way the care was given and how personal it was, and my daughter was there and my husband was there, and we just kind of talked about what we wanted from the birth, and how it was more about our family and about how the birth was going to be than about technical things and clinical things, and that to us felt right, like what birth should be like, because it's such a happy, emotional event. And so we love the care of the midwives, and I got a phone call about 8.5 months in saying, no more midwives at this practice, sorry, your next appointment will be scheduled with blah blah blah. And I just was like shocked, like that can't be so, surely they're not talking about my midwife. And so I got on the phone and I started making some calls, and I got a call from Pamela, and she told me what was going to happen and how things could happen, that she may be able to deliver my baby, but she might not. There's a really good chance that she wouldn't. But we were hopeful. But when I found out, I was so hurt and angry, and it felt so impersonal, the phone call, for such a personal thing and a choice our family had made. So I got on the phone and just called everybody up the ladder that I could call that was associated with Wilmington Health. And when I got, the higher up I got, the more I was just like getting angry. And then I finally talked to one gentleman who told me that he knows how I feel. And that's when it clicked. I was like as soon as he said that, I was like an audible click, like, oh, they just don't care about the people. They just don't care about the people. Like, it's not about my family and our birth and our safety and our well-being. It's about dollars and cents and liabilities, and it just made me really angry and sad and scared, because we were so looking forward to a birth a certain way, and I just thought it was going to be taken away, but it wasn't. And we were lucky that I had a midwife and a sweet doula and a great stormy night and a really sweet birth. But my first birth, it was induced, and I was healthy and fine. I was a week late, and there was no big deal. I felt great, and everything seemed to be going well. But I later found out my obstetrician had a vacation to go on. And so that was one of the reasons that we really sought out midwife care, because we just wanted everything to go naturally. I don't have any health concerns, and I know I could do it. I knew my body could do it, and we wanted to be just present and aware and feeling good during the delivery. And I was induced, and then I had you know, Pitocin 2 times, which was painful and uncomfortable, and they suggested sleeping pills, and I just felt like a chemical mill. Like, I really did, and I just thought, oh, this is how birth is, you know? This is how it goes, and we'll just get through this, and then we'll have a beautiful baby at the other end, and that's how it went with my daughter. But I was induced, and I had an epidural, and I stayed in the bed, and we had nice music playing, and our doctor let me catch the baby, help catch the baby, so that was really special. But with Levi, I went in a sundress and just was able to stay in my sundress and walk around the room and listen to nice music, and it was a quiet room, and it was dimly lit, and my husband was there, and not many people were in and out. It was very low-key and personal, and it was just quiet and kind of reverent, and it was lovely. And we were really lucky that we were able to have a midwife and to have the choice of how we wanted the birth to be. Because it was such a different birth, and the birth of both of my children was just a wonderful time. But I highly recommend just letting your body do its thing. Because afterwards, I just felt so different. Like, I felt like, oh, I can do anything that I can do anything now. I just have to listen to my body and trust in what it can do. And that was something that was kind of taken away with the first birth. It was like, listen to what the machine tells you to do, and look at all these levels of Pitocin and all these levels of chemical in your body, and that's, you know, that leads to the next step. But with a natural birth, it was just letting my body lead to the next step, and it was really wonderful, and it was just great. It was just great, and my midwife really did a good job keeping the room like we talked about, like we wanted it to be, in our birth plan, like we wanted it to be. So that's our story. That's our story, Levi.